This is a summary of To Kill a Mockingbird, chapters 14 and 15. To Kill a Mockingbird chapter summary in under 5 minutes. Harper Lee's classic novel of modern American literature is one of the most taught books about hero Atticus Finch. It deals with race relations, segregation, and injustice in the American South during the Great Depression. In this video, Professor Bradley Greenberg from Northeastern Illinois University provides an in-depth summary and analysis of the plot, characters, and themes of chapters 14 and 15.
In Chapter 14 of To Kill a Mockingbird, Scout lets it slip that she and Jem went to Calpurnia's church with her. While Atticus is amused, Alexandra is mortified. When Alexandra overhears that Calpurnia has invited Scout to her house, she tries to convince Atticus they no longer need her services. Atticus stands up to Alexandra, telling her sternly that Calpurnia is part of the family. Jem orders Scout to stop making Aunt Alexandra angry. Scout takes offense, and the two fight. Atticus breaks up the confrontation and sends them both to bed. That night, Scout steps on something that moves, and she tells them she thinks there's a snake in her room. When they investigate, they discover Dill hiding under her bed. Dill has run away from home, paying his train fare with money stolen from his mother's purse. Atticus tells Miss Rachel where Dill is so she can inform his parents. Dill stays with the Finches that night. As Scout falls asleep, Dill creeps into her room and crawls in bed beside her. He tells Scout that even though his new stepfather was supposed to be like a dad, he doesn't really want Dill around. As they're about to fall asleep, Scout asks Dill why he thinks Boo Radley never ran away. Dill says maybe he never had anywhere to run to. This makes Scout appreciate the strength of her own family bond. Aunt Alexandra has certain standards she wants the family to live up to, so she pushes her agenda on the Finches whenever she can. Alexandra's reaction to Scout and Jem going to Calpurnia's church is in stark contrast to Atticus's reaction. The confrontation reveals a major difference between the philosophies of Atticus and Alexandra. Where his is to build bonds with others, she categorizes people, which ultimately reinforces their differences. While Atticus and Alexandra argue, Jem and Scout slip away and discover that Dill has returned. Jem insists they tell Atticus so that Dill's Aunt Rachel and his parents can be informed. Dill stays with the Finches that night, and he and Scout talk until they fall asleep. Dill talks about his home life, and Scout senses the disconnect between Dill and his family. Her own family ties stand in sharp contrast.
So what do you remember? And the video summary did not cover one important fact, and that is covered in question 5. Why does Dill run away from home? A. His stepfather beat him. B. He didn't want his parents to discover he had been expelled from school. C. His mother and stepfather didn't pay attention to him. Or D. He wanted to join the circus. Number 2. Why does a group of men come to the Finch house in the evening? A. To arrest Atticus. B. To inform Atticus that Tom Robinson has been killed. C. To offer their help in preparing Tom's case. Or D. To warn Atticus that Tom could be in danger. Please take time to answer the questions now. 3. What does Scout do when she sees the mob surrounding her father outside the jail? A. She screams. B. She runs to her father. C. She runs home. D. She starts to hit the men. Question 4. Why does Walter Cunningham tell the group of men to leave? A. Scout has shamed him. B. Someone has a gun trained on them from a window above. C. Jem is kicking him. D. Atticus threatens to stop giving him legal advice. Take time to answer the questions now. 5. Who is guarding Atticus with a gun in his window across the street the whole time? A. Mr. Underwood, Macomb's newspaper owner. B. Sheriff Tate. C. Boo Radley. D. Or Reverend Sykes. Mr. Underwood will play a part later in the novel. As the editor of the Macomb Tribune, he has some power to express his opinions. It is interesting that he doesn't really like Negroes, but he believes in justice. He is just one of the minor characters who demonstrates that not all of Macomb's citizens are blinded by racism. In a moment now, we're going to watch the lynch mob scene, which is part of chapter 14 and 15.
Get aside from that door, Mr. Finch.
Walter, I think you ought to turn right around and go back home. I think Tate's around here somewhere.
No, he ain't. Maybe this bunch is out chasing our old Sarah looking for us.
No, he was. But we come in this other way.
Yeah, you ain't never thought about that edge, Mr. Finch.
That's not what matter.
I can't see Atticus.
Well, that changes things, son.
Hey, Atticus.
Jim, go home. And take Stark and Dill home with you. Son, I said go home.
No, sir.
Well said.
Go, touchdown. Let him go. Let him go.
That'll do, son.
Ain't nobody gonna do Jim that away.
Now you get him out of here, Mr. Finch. Jim, I want you to please leave.
No, sir.
Jim?
I tell you, I ain't going. Hey, Mr. Cunningham. I said, hey, Mr. Cunningham. How's your endowment getting along? Don't you remember me, Mr. Cunningham? I'm Jean Louise Finch. You brought us some hickory nuts one early morning. Remember? We had a talk. I went and got my daddy to come out and thank you. I go to school with your boy. I go to school with Walter. He's a nice boy. Tell him pay for me, won't you? You know something, Miss Cunningham? Entailments are bad. Entailments. Atticus, I was just saying to Mr. Cunningham that entailments were bad, but not to worry. Takes a long time sometimes. What's the matter? I sure meant no harm, Mr. Cunningham.
No harm taken, young lady. I'll tell Walter you said hey.